It is so much fun when you have very low expectations for a piece of gear, and then it just boom blasts through your expectations and leaves you almost dumbfounded, which is what's going on right now and has been since I picked up the Swiss Tech Haltbar camp knife in VG10 exclusively at Walmart, and I paid less than $50 for it. What is going on, blade lovers the world over? Thanks for hanging with me today out here in the backcountry as we're going to explore this blade that you guys recommended. You guys were like, dude, there's this blade out there. You got to try it out. And so I was like, all right, fine. I headed over to my local Walmart, picked one up, spent less than $50 on it, and it's leaving me pretty much speechless in most ways. Of course, nothing's perfect. We're going to unpack what the good, the bad is with this design. If you're new to the channel, welcome. I'm Aaron. This is Gideonstactical. Let's dive in and have some fun. I wish I had made it back to the shop in my FJ60. Who knows where you are, little guy from high school. But anyway, okay, guys, we have a lot to get to. Not only unpacking this blade for all you blade addicts and lovers, but I have a competitive option that is a brand new design that we have never seen here on the channel before, but potentially is twice as good, but it might be twice the price. We're gonna find out in competitive options a little bit later as we dig into the, hopefully I'm saying that right, the Haltbar by Swiss Tech. Okay, here's the deal right out of the gate. 4-inch full flat grind on 0.2 stock thickness. This thing is a brute beast of a tool. Immediately, as soon as I saw that, I was like, a slab of G10 that thick, wild. So it's either gonna suck in edge geometry or actually do pretty good. And I am pleased to report that I was pleasantly surprised, and a lot of it has to do with edge geometry because they chose a full flat and the relief edge right here. They ground in pretty high, which is good, compensating for the stock thickness. Does it need to be this thick? No. It is made in China, so maybe that's why they did that. I do not know the HRC on the VG10, but it is working really well for me, and I am stunned by that. It's holding a good edge. It's being able to handle hard abuse because it's so thick. So they're maybe compensating, just giving us excessive durability. Sometimes it's not bad to have overbuilt tools depending on what you're doing. And let's just be honest, for the Walmart crew, maybe finesse isn't the name of the game always if you're shopping there for a camp knife. But I was pleased with the carving capability, woods crafting, doing those type of things for how thick it is, for the geometry. It really did perform. It did what it was supposed to do, making notches, doing those type of things. Is it as good as a thinner full flat grind or a Scandi? No. Is it very capable? Yes. So I think it has a lot of capability, and in some ways I prefer it, full flats over Scandis in certain tasks like food prep and things like that. And it will absolutely even go through hemp rope. I didn't have to saw, and do that type of stuff, man-made materials. So if you wanted to use it just as a fun utility knife, or you're like, I need to take a break after the day at the office and you just want some therapy and you just want to make some feather sticks in the backyard or on your next camp out, this has the ability to actually do it really, really well. I was super pleased with that. And the rust resistant capability of VG10, all those things. And you can slam it. You can slam on it, baton. If you can span it, you're going to crack it open. I've had no edge deforming or other issues. Now, it does have a 90-degree spine, but they jimped very mildly, super mild, so I don't mind the jimping, but they jimped it so far forward that you only have about an inch near the front third to scrape. So you can start a fire, no problem, but it would have been nice to have this go further back and then be able to scrape in just geometrically for your like Ergos, give you a little pressure closer to your thumb. So it's just a little data point for you there, but very, very pleased with that capability overall. Even tip strength for a full flat, because of that stock thickness, holds good durability, great little belly right there, and very capable little tool, even if it is overbuilt. Now, leave a comment below if you prefer overbuilt tools or you prefer thin, precision, delicate blades in your 4-inch knives. Now, we're gonna get to handle ergonomics and this really interesting sheath. as well as the competitive option. But before we do that, time to give a quick shout out to ZOLEO, today's sponsor. And through June 12th, 2025, they are running their summer discount deal with 50 bucks off the device itself, along with access to free trial of the Gaia GPS mapping system. So those two combinations coming together, great value. You guys know I've been rocking my ZOLEO for years because when I go on my campouts, backpacking, but even in emergency situations, having the ability to not have to rely on cell towers, I can hit the check-in button, send my GPS coordinates and a check-in note to my spouse, significant other, whoever's on the network with me in my group. And then obviously, emergency situation, crap hits the fan, things go sideways. I got the SOS button on the Iridium satellite network, communicating with first responders the world over. And so many other features, including its standalone capability with up to 200 hours of battery life, allowing me to trust it for days and days of continuous use, where my smartphone is never gonna last that long in battery life, and I can attach this to the exterior of my pack. If I fall down a mountain, should still be there. I'm not strapping my $1,000 phone to the exterior of my pack to be possibly damaged or exposed to the elements. So guys, I will have a link popping up as well as in the description box below for you to check out all the different features, capabilities, subscription plans to fit every budget that ZOLEO offers. I encourage you guys, score yourself the peace of mind that a satellite communicator brings to the table, and check out all that ZOLEO has to offer. Now, along with that is the Canvas micarta brass pinned tubed handle, as neutral as they come, which is great for different grips in bushcraft tasks. Is this a tactical knife? Is this something you're gonna put in a battle belt? Absolutely not. The Puko design with zero guard, I wasn't really concerned, unless I was doing that reverse stab, and then you just gotta really make sure your thumb is locked in, keeping you there. But all cutting, slashing, carving, cutting, rope, whatever you're doing, I wasn't concerned by that. It definitely has that kind of old world steak knife, even like old hickory style to it with those brass pins. Just give it a level of class that I like and kind of stands out from just bolted on stuff, even though it may mean that, thankfully, because of all the pounding and stuff, I didn't have any shifting, but there's less maintenance involved with pins, good or bad. Leave a comment if you prefer bolts or pins. Here's what's great. This handle, so contoured, so freaking contoured, dude. Look at the shoulders on that thing. There is not a hot spot on this, I'm sorry. This is a $50 Walmart knife. How is there not a problem with the ergonomics? But look at how big that is. With my large size hands, as you guys know, wearing large size gloves, and with 3 1/4 knuckle span right there. Look at the freaking real estate, guys. And it feels great. It feels really comfy. Let's just measure this thing from the sharpening ricasso. 4.5 inches. Nothing to worry about, and 0.7 on the thickness. It does not taper. I mean, guys, this is an ergonomic knife. Very, very ergonomic, and then again with the very mild jimp, gives you just a little something to grab onto. Very, very good handle scales, zero complaints there. Okay, so now let's talk about the sheath. Good, bad, and interesting all at the same time. We got leather. It is very thin leather, okay? So that's the first thing. It is leather, but it is thin. I really like that versus some crappy polymer, or whatever. We got one stitch. We got some brass attachments, again, matching the brass pins. Goes into place right there. We have decent friction. I mean, it's not coming out, not rattling, not slapping. We got the button, folds over, even puts the little cool logo right there. So that is absolutely not coming out. Here's the ridiculous part. Check this. Flathead screws that you can unscrew with the housing in there, and you can take off the flap, so it's just like a dangle. Or not a dangle, but like a friction held if the flap is getting in the way or annoying you. But if you like to hike with stuff on your belt and that is not necessarily an issue for you, I think that was a really cool feature. More companies need to come up with something like that. The tension though, the ride and the holding it in place, all great. It's just flimsy leather. That's the first part. The leather is just flimsy. I think it is leather. It's got to be leather.
I'll double check. I'll put in if it's pleather. I don't think it's pleather, but I think it's just cheap. Here's the part also that's kind of interesting. They did a very large belt clip. There's no pass-through behind. It's stitched on. So it'll go on your belt, no problem. You can attach it to your pocket like a Mora. I do like that. So for camp, around camp carry, excellent. I'm a little about belt carrying it if you're on a hike. You know, this could boink, pop off somehow, and then you're gone, you know, unless you pass it through the slit. And the slit right here is just 1.5 inches. So, I mean, you got to have 1.5 inches maximum if you're going to feed it through there to not lose the knife. So, I don't know. I think it would have been good for them to give like a pass-through back here if you wanted to use that to put on your belt, but it doesn't offer that. So, and it's a righty only, not the end of the world. Most leather sheaths are one orientation. But other than density and the pocket clip being good for carrying on your pocket, but not great for like trekking with, I think that's an excellent sheath. And again, guys, the bonkers value of like $48, $49 currently as we speak is bananas. Here's our competitive option. Video coming soon. Oh, it's a Joker. Ooh la la. The Joker Ranger, full flat grind. You can get them with Scandies. They are now available. I will try and link both blades popping up, but in the description definitely below. Look at that. I think this is maybe maple. I don't know what that one is. Brass pins as well, made in Spain, El Spanier. Excellent leather sheath, way better density, dangler, like all those things. You can probably get them with or without matching fire steels. This one does not. Sandvik 14C 28N. I've used so many Jokers. They perform so well. Now here's the deal. Thinner stock, I believe 0.1514. Much thinner. Now the tip might not be as durable, but if you were to ask me for slicing geometry, the Joker, of course, better, broader, higher, thinner, all the things. This is just going to be probably more what I gravitate to if I want a full flat grind. Doesn't mean that this isn't capable, and this is going to be double the price at least, 100 to 120 bucks, depending on variant, depending on who, what, when, where, why. So that's just something to consider. The quality is absolutely there. Fit and finish is excellent. The handle feels fantastic, and there, you know, I'm sure there's going to be other variants. 90-degree spine. Crazy, crazy blade. We'll be doing a full breakdown review coming soon on that, so stay tuned. But that is something probably, I'm just being real, I would, if you were to put them both down, I would probably gravitate to this literally because of the blade thickness and geometry. Not that this is bad, it still can really outperform my expectations, but it is, you know, just it's more wedge shaped. So leave a comment, guys, if you already own this blade, how has it been performing for you? Good, bad, or indifferent on this model? Would love to know your guys' thoughts. Appreciate you guys recommending this blade to me. It's comments like that make me realize gear sometimes I didn't even know existed. You know, the ecosystem of blades is so large and gear, and so when you guys highlight something to me, I found some of my favorite gear, and this is absolutely for the money, an amazing blade, highly recommended for the money, absolutely. But I appreciate you guys, yeah, highlighting it. Till next time, always remember, stay equipped, stay prepared, see you out there.